Hey guys, it's been a little while since I've posted, but it's been on my mind to get back to you guys and talk to you a little bit about something I got when studying psychology and learning about cognitive behavioral therapy. I don't know if there's a name for it, the cognitive behavioral triangle, but it's this triangle, and on each point of the triangle is, I don't know if you'd say an aspect of being, I don't know, but I'll just say it. It's one point is actions, another point is your thoughts, another point on that triangle is feelings. And I'll show you my picture of it. This is pretty lo-fi, huh? But as you can see, we got arrows going to and from each of the points of the triangle. So any point on this triangle changing will impact the other 2 points of the triangle. So there's a lot of people out there that have intrusive thoughts, automatic thoughts, wake up one day and find that they're just feeling depressed. And it seems like you're just stuck. I think, a lot of us turn to excessive drinking or shopping or eating, or maybe even something, more healthy like reaching out to a friend. And that's great, reach out to a friend. But I guess I want to suggest that maybe you could do a little bit of your own mind surgery. So not brain surgery. Brain surgery is on the physical noodle between your ears, but the phenomenon of thinking and feeling, what the phenomenon that come up from your brain, your mind, and you can go in and do some surgery and change some things around. You can become aware of what's going on in your head and make some choices about it. You're not just stuck with what's happening up there. So, for example, I'm not sure you can go in and just change a feeling. That point of the triangle, it's maybe somebody else knows about it. Leave a comment below if you do. I'd love to hear it. But from my thinking on this, it's not your point of attack. The other 2 points of the triangle, that's where you come in. So let's go with the phrase, which you hear in 12-step programs, fake it till you make it. And I think a lot of people bristle at this, thinking that they're not being their authentic selves to try on a new behavior. But I think just some food for thought, aren't we always experimenting with a new behavior? If I do this, how's it gonna play out in my relationships? If I try this at work, is it gonna be effective? Is it gonna get me a promotion? So, and I think as we do that experiment and run those mini experiments, hopefully it's a process of discarding ways we no longer want to be. We uncover, discover, and discard parts of ourselves. We burn off old parts of ourselves that aren't working. I think, especially someone who's had a rough history, but maybe it's not just traumatized folks, but I think often we can lean into an adaptive behavior, maybe something that was adaptive as a child. Here's an extreme example, but somebody that's physically abused as a child, maybe they stay locked in their room, out of sight. And by doing that, it is a solution. They stay away from their abuser. They stay out of trouble and they stay safe. Now let's say that person grows up and now they don't want to leave the house. It's like your adaptive solution can become your maladaptive problem. So hopefully this process of uncovering, discovering, and discarding some old behaviors helps. And it's a process of uncovering who you really are or should be. So I'm trying to make a case that when you fake it till you make it, you're not being fake. You're not being inauthentic, but it can be a process to get down to your authentic self. So when you try on a new behavior, take a new action, that's one point of attack on this triangle. And so going with another example, I think examples really help to spell this stuff out. I don't know. How about somebody at a party and somebody really introverted, somebody really shy, and they go to this party and they're kind of hanging in the corner. That's the action they're taking, and then they start to have some thoughts about themselves, like, God, I feel like such a loser. I'm at this party, I'm not even talking to anybody. And then what feelings are going to come from that? It's pretty obvious. Some negative feelings, maybe depression, self-loathing, something in that neighborhood. So if this person did fake it till they make it, their plan of attack is to go in at the point of the triangle with actions. Just try a new behavior. Just get up and go introduce yourself to somebody. Just strike up a conversation. And it might be a train wreck, maybe you got to practice these things. But hopefully that person does that. They take that action, and, immediately it comes with some new thoughts like, I'm doing it. I feel proud of myself for just taking that step. And then that comes with some new feelings too, maybe some confidence, feeling better about yourself, something in that ballpark. So that's a way you can go in and alter a feeling, with your attack point being to alter an action. Fake it till you make it. So let's examine altering a thought. So I think so many of us do feel like we're just in a prison of our own minds. These thoughts just bubble up, and they do. I mean, I don't think anybody can tell you where a thought comes from. They just do seem to show up. Fair enough, but at least you can be aware of them, watch them, and I think with enough of that, then you can begin to choose them. So I was taught, and I think it's right, we're not responsible for that first thought. That first thought bubbles up. What can you do? It's there. But we are responsible for the second thought, for the third thought. If we begin to dwell on it, that's on us. We've made the choice to kind of dwell on that thought. But if we choose to go in hopefully a more positive direction, it can have an impact. So I don't know, back to the party scenario. Let's see here. So if that person, we're going to have our plan of attack be to adjust the thoughts. So that person, instead of saying, I'm such a loser, I'm sitting over here in the corner, I'm not talking to anybody, nobody's talking to me. If they change that thought to be like, man, it's no big deal. I'm probably not going to see these people ever again. Who cares? Whatever. That's a chain of thoughts that will probably influence their behavior, which might get them hopefully to stand up and go speak to somebody. And again, that will influence how they're feeling about themselves. So cognitive behavioral therapy, it focuses on this stuff, what you're thinking about, how you're acting, and ultimately what you're feeling. There's this concept in CBT that a depressed person will sometimes awfulize the situation. They say something maybe awkward to their boss, and I don't know, it's an awkward moment, let it go, move on. But if you awfulize that, you might think, well, man, they didn't like that, I'm not going to get promoted, or maybe I'm even going to get demoted, maybe I could get fired, then I'm not going to have any money, then I'm going to be homeless, then I'm going to starve, and then I'm going to die. So kind of an extreme example, but you get the idea. And sometimes our minds can just run away with us, and we don't have to let them. we can be the guardian of our own thoughts, and we can choose our actions. So we can have more agency over our life, our thoughts, our feelings, and remembering the CBT triangle can really help with that. Think about it.